Howdy, everyone. Welcome to Two Tap Anime. I am your host, Ashten. These are my two co-hosts, Jaz and Kenny. Go ahead and say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hey guys!
I am currently at a new location. I am dog sitting for the weekend, so enjoy the beautiful view of Puppo in the corner. But also, Jaz.
Hello, Puppo.
Jaz, go ahead and take it away, my guy.
You got it. Welcome to Two Tap, where we give our initial impressions on new and hot anime.
Let's go, baby.
Oh, I love it. It's so crisp now.
You love it.
You love to see growth in this channel where we have an intro down. We finally have, welcomes. We know what we're doing. We don't sound awkward as hell. Chef's kiss.
No,
All right.
all starts. we're getting our shit together.
Yep, we slowly are. So for this episode today, we are going to be talking about Ascendance doesn't dream, but wait, no. Oh God, dude, that's how forgettable this anime was.
Come on, we got a fusion hot
This
now.
anime was so forgettable. I forgot how terrible. I forgot how generic this name was. It's not generic, but I just whatever. Kenny, edit this out. Yeah? No, I'm kidding. Keep it all in. There's no way. I mean, this is exactly what would happen to me, right? The moment I talk about how we all have our shit together and we're doing really good and et cetera, I just be a terrible host and forget to pull up all the bios, to forget to pull up all the names, make sure that
He got
I have my stuff together as a good host. But regardless,
host us.
Exactly, dude.
Jaz is in charge.
You got it.
I'm switching your sources in OBS live. I'm flipping you guys.
Guys, today we're doing Bookworm and Bunny Girl.
Thank you, Jaz.
That's right. So the episode
Ashton,
or the series official title is Ascendance of a Bookworm. Yes, it is Ascendance of a Bookworm.
That we did?
And Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. So, which one do you guys want to start with first?
You know which one we're starting with first. We're leaving the better one for last.
All right. So we're doing Bookworm.
Yeah, we sure are.
So we're doing Ascendance of a Bookworm first. All right. So
we're in sync, baby.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and read the bio for the anime one more time for the people who weren't here for last week or just need a quick refresher. It is Urno is a college student and a bookworm of the highest order. Loses her life in an avalanche of books and wakes up in another world as a sickly girl named Maine. Nevertheless, confident that she can deal with any situation as long as she has books to read, she looks over her new home for one, but doesn't find any. To make matters worse, she couldn't see any writing in town. Without the help of her mother, Eva, she realized that she found herself in a world with low literacy rate and where books were prohibitively expensive.
All right, we're back and better than ever.
Ooh.
We are back and better than ever.
Ain't even our final form.
Yeah. But, man, who wants to talk about this show first?
I actually read the bio of episode 1, but I could care less because let's be real here.
Who's gonna watch this other than us?
Yeah, honestly. That's a tragedy.
Here, let me go first.
Yeah, please do.
Anything good to say about this?
No. I do have good things to say, but I don't have many things to say.
Go for it. Go for it, Jaz.
So I don't dislike this show, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just here's the problem. It doesn't compare to the other animes.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and say what I did like about the show. The show is not your typical isekai, right? She was reborn into a new world, but at the same time, it's not the traditional here's a sword, I'm level 1, I'm about to slash some things up. Next thing you know, I'm Kirito fighting bad guys alongside my team of harem waifus.
Right.
Anyways, with that aside.
With waifus and harems aside, the only reason to watch an isekai.
So she's reborn into this world. The whole baseline, right? The foundation for this anime is that she has this unnatural desire for reading, and that's the downfall of the anime. It just has a terrible foundation, right? The idea, how they go about it, there's nothing wrong with
Losing his shit.
There's nothing wrong with it, right? How they go about doing things. The problem is what they want to achieve. she's in this world in like some Renaissance time, and the only thing she wants is to read. You know what I mean? Like there's just nothing there. Like it is the substance, but the substance means nothing to me, right? I can watch this. They can have some good moments. Some of it was funny, and some of it you do kind of feel for it. But at the end of the day, you just don't care. She wants to read, and you're like, okay.
The conflict for this entire series is pretty low stakes. I don't know. It's pretty low stakes conflict. I mean, granted, I felt bad, right? Like I felt bad when she was in bed and that everyone in the house had left. It's a house full of technically strangers, and she replaced this girl, and she's literally just trying to walk around her house and find a book and can't find it. And she's in like a new world. She's lost. She's alone. Like that whole scene that was done really well. But really past that, conflict wise, man, I don't know, dude.
It just means nothing to me. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's not that they went about it wrong. They did do a good job at the story. It's just the story sucks, to be honest. I like the interaction with her new family. Like obviously she isn't super comfortable with them, even though it is her new family. The part where she was like, my dad's changing my clothes. Well, yeah, she's a toddler, so obviously her dad's gonna change her clothes. But then she's like, whoa, I'm naked. So
yeah, there's some comedy bits.
There are like things there that the elements of a good show. It's just that foundation. Like if the foundation wasn't about wanting to read a book, I think I might be a little more interested.
If that were like a subplot of the show, maybe I don't think that this is a strong enough core to carry a show. Nevertheless, it's like got 50 episodes, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, real quick.
No. Okay, it's 26. It's 26.
Right. So let me interject here, because, well, so this is why I wanted to say something here. This show isn't made for us. We're fucking dumb dudes. We don't read books. Like I read books, and I didn't even like this show. Like I'm like I love books, but come on, man. If I got fucking reborn in a world with no books, I'd be like, fuck, man. Now I got no internet. Jesus. No more Overwatch with the boys. Yeah, no more Overwatch with the boys. No more Genshin Impact with the boys. No more fucking PSO2 online with the boys. Like, damn.
No more Hollow Live girls. I can't listen to Korone say Iga Booga.
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what the heck they're talking about. But yeah.
If you're an English Hollow Live watcher, then I can't hear Guara say ah. But
you see that guy? He's in too deep. He doesn't know.
I'm in too deep for the Hollow Live.
He hasn't talked to a girl in like fucking years. Just fucking. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Jaz, go on.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you continue, but go ahead, dude. I'm in the rabbit hole.
I don't mean to like just trash on it, right? There are good things about it. If it kind of gives me the same vibes as Villainous, it's just not as good as Villainous. I don't think the humor is as funny, but the world building is kind of similar in the sense that she's an adorable little girl. You kind of like her and feel for her. The part where she washes her hair in the oil, it's kind of like a little bit like Dr. Stone in the sense that she has that advanced technology, and so it's a little satisfying to see how her family reacts to the shampoo, and you're just like, yes. Yeah, that's it right there. If the show just like focuses on good moments like that, it would be bearable. But the foundation, I just got to keep coming back to it. The whole story is about reading a book, and I can't ride that wagon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't, especially for 26 episodes, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, dude. Like, I know I'm just kind of like bouncing off of you, right? But, maybe if this were like in a weird way, right? as terrible as we want to shit on Peter Grill, it got one thing right. 15 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes. It produced that idea that like, hey, maybe we don't need to fill up this entire 22-minute segment or 30-minute segment, right? Like, I feel like if this were like a weekly or bi-weekly thing where they released a 10 to 15-minute episode where she like overcomes something with some knowledge of like what Jazz was talking about, some Dr. Stone level, like, oh, in my like how her advancing this society, like this like Renaissance medieval like society by using her knowledge in the future or something, right? I feel like if they had broke that into like a short show using that focal point, maybe, but I don't. Ugh. I'm gonna let you continue, man.
I mean, that's pretty much it. Like I said, she's an adorable little girl that needs help to be carried around. The scenario where she's going to meet her dad at work with her sister, right? And then they bump into her sister's friends. Like that was kind of cool. The little kid was like, "You smell nice," and I was like, "Oh, my heart."
Yeah, man. It's like
Sure.
the win that we got in the two episodes that we watched.
We've all experienced that. You're hanging out with a girl. She's got that right shampoo on, and you're just like,
That or
just, we have
just
experienced that.
That or just the bare minimum of a compliment, right? It just feels good to have someone say something nice about you, man.
oh yeah, but like as a dude, you're just like, wow, whatever you're wearing right now just smells really nice, right? And the girl will be like, shit, I know.
Kenny, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. Jazz, is there anything else you want to add before I send it off to him?
Oh no, I want to finish off on a good note. Like there are good points in the show. So like if what you thrive on is those cute little moments like that, then I'd say for sure it does have an ample amount of that stuff. I just can't do it myself personally, but it's not a bad show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kenny?
Yeah, so basically this show just isn't for us. We're not the target demographic. We're fucking 20-something-year-old dudes with no girlfriends, right? Like why are we going to watch this show, right? Why? So, but it does have those good moments, right? It is a cute show. See, I get it. She wants to read a book, but I don't think that's the whole show, right? Like I feel like the show gets like eventually she gets a book. Like there's no way she doesn't get a book. She's a fucking fiend for them, man. She's gonna get a book.
Not only that, but like the beginning of the show, like the introduction of the show, it doesn't start immediately as her like dying or whatever. It's like some magical priest who like is like, I need to see how and or why you know so much about books, right? So he kind of uses like some magic crown on her so he can read her mind and like
gave her a fucking tiara, and then I forgot about that.
Right. So like there's some elements of magic and stuff that we haven't even touched on in this universe. There's some elements of like we know that she, I mean, for lack of a better word, ascends in this society, right? Because she, is I don't know, talking to royalty and stuff, right?
She's a bookworm. She's gonna
right.
get her hand. Like the whole show, like the only people that have access to books are fucking nobility, right? The first book she actually sees is the shopkeeper that has a book locked up in a glass case, and the dude
won't even let her touch her.
Yeah, well, because like that book is fucking valuable. Like that dude could like turn around and fucking sell that book and retire on that money, dude.
Yeah.
So that's why he's got it locked up safe. Oh, Jazz, you looking real nice, bro.
Look at that.
Yeah, we gotta point it out. We gotta point it out. Jazz has taken off the mask and the hat. He's looking real nice right now.
It was hard to be passionate with a full like clue.
Incognito.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They gotta see it all.
Listen, we're doing a socially distanced, Discord setup right here for the recording. So like, hell yeah,
we are.
These lines here, it's actually 6 feet between.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're at least 6 feet apart.
Yeah. The actual. Discord update recently has so the outer rims of these, they're laced with UV light and bleach, so COVID will not be transmitted between anything outside of this square.
So, just to get back on track, I also made a note how like it's compared to like Dr. Stone, where she makes that shampoo, where she knows like little things that she knew how, she would make her own shampoos back in the modern time in her previous life and shit. Like she knew how to do things like that. Um, she also apparently retained Japanese because we saw when she got like that
Slate.
chalkboard, the slate,
Yeah.
yeah, the slate, which is basically a chalkboard.
Yeah.
She was writing like the new world's language and shit, and then she was just like, man, fuck this. Here's some Japanese for you.
I realize that like the
here's
characters
my
that they
new
were
world.
using,
Yeah.
the characters are separate from that world and then the Japanese world. And I saw that she was using, I believe kanji, was it?
Yeah.
She was using
Using
kanji.
kanji.
And one of the things that crossed my mind, of course, this is just comedic in my mind, but I was thinking she invented Japanese.
Yo,
Out there in the real, outside of your mind, that's funny too. I didn't even think about that. That's hilarious. That is funny. Yeah, and then like that was a pretty cool moment, right? Because he's like just writing Japanese. Because like, yeah, I know how to write Japanese. Let me write down my new dad's name, my new mom's name, my new sister's name, my new name in Japanese. And then she wrote like her old name, right? Like her original name. And that moment kind of hit me. I was like,
there
bro.
were two specific moments. I once again, hate to interrupt, but I
You
want
got
to
it.
pop in and say this because there were two really impactful scenes throughout the entirety of this show, for at least for me in these two episodes. They hit really hard, but honestly, the entirety of like what we watched kind of didn't make up for it. But the first one was when she woke up in the new world. I kind of already talked about that, right? It was just like they did a really good job of like conveying that isolation, and like you felt really bad. You felt honest because she really just wanted. She was alone. She didn't know these people. Her head was trying to tell her that like because when she woke up, her head was like really hurting because it was her body or from the previous life as well as the girl in this current world, like trying to like all mash into one, and she was having all of them like kind of flood together. So that like kind of sucked, but um so that kind of induced the panic, right? But also the just like I said, they did a really good job of conveying that loneliness. And the second time though was when she got the slate, because the entirety because that was like towards the end of episode 2. So we've gone through so much of her like just wanting to get the book and like being desperate about it, right? For like the entirety of like episode 1 and like 3/4 of episode 2, right? She finally gets the slate and she's just completely overcome with happiness, right? She's like, oh my God, I finally, words, my name, my name, my name. And she just kind of gets so overwhelmed with it, right? That the past life of her in Japan takes over, and she kind of like is upset about it at first, right? Because she's like, oh yeah, that's not me anymore. And then that seems really kind of in a weird way really powerful, because it's like her having to come to terms with, yeah, that's not me anymore. And then for one final time, she writes everything, like her, her old or her new mom and all of them, like their names, and then kind of like moves forward. That's a huge moment. I gotta commend that. But everything else, man, pretty
Yeah,
lackluster.
it's kind the show overall kind of meh, but again, it's not our type of show, and I think moving forward with the show, if anyone does watch it and goes forward with it, I think the further it goes into it, I think the better it will get. But if I mean, just off of the premise that we have, just the first two shows, like, you know what, you got it.
Yeah, that's all you, bud. I mean,
Yeah.
this is an okay. I'm actually gonna put a negative on this show.
Ooh.
First off, who is the fucking demographic?
I think it's it's definitely
I don't want to
geared
say there's no okay. Like first off, here's the weird issue and problem that I have with the show, right? Because like Jazz talked about the foundation, right? And
Ashten forgot girls existed, man. Damn.
no, because like
He
here's
really out here just saying women don't have preferences.
but like okay, even
Couldn't be
even
me.
still, I feel like just like who is the fucking demographic for this show, right? Because it can't be older people, because like they kind of went for like the edge of like college and her being in an isekai, and like she's like a college girl in this little girl's body in this new world, right? So like that's the somewhat reach for like older audiences, but like there's no tension or drama. Then they like add all these cute kids and chibis and stuff, and I'm like, okay, so maybe it's a kids anime, right? Maybe it's targeted towards them mostly. But then I'm like, no, because they have these like really dark undertones of like like the girl fainting and stuff when she was watching a pig get murdered or hunted, and then there are also like the weird, just the moment that I was talking about earlier, like when she had to accept like the fact that she was dead in her old life, and like so like it's a little too dark in certain like situations that it's like not for kids. Or I'm like, where's the what's the demographic, man? Like I don't know. Like go ahead, Kenny.
I got something for you, buddy. All right. Remember as kids when we watched that TV show called Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the demographic for that show? Because we were children watching that. We were like legitimate children. So
I still have nightmares about Return to the Slab, bro. Like Jesus,
So
man. Like, you see how disheveled my hair is just thinking about that? Like I had a flashback and I was like, oh shit.
I'm telling you, bro. So that's my counter argument to that. Like, yeah, it may not be your typical kids show, it may not be your typical show aimed at children, but that's who that demographic is. That's who watches this show at this time.
At a time, I was thinking like like I was leaning more of it being towards a kid show, but I was like, I don't know, man. Like I feel like they're reaching for like older audiences too with it. I'm like, that's a bad reach, man. Because I think that is kind of pulling it down. I'm like, either make it a kid show or not. I don't know.
So I can't pinpoint the exact demographic, right? Because I'm not that demographic. But what I can say is a lot of it will overlap with Villainous. It gives off that same vibe. So
I thought Villainous was so much better. You brought that up too, and I think I agree with that. I feel like if well, in a weird way, if you really liked this show and you enjoyed it, right? Then I feel like I recommend My Next Life as a Villainous as your next watch, right?
100%.
I feel like you would have 10 times more of an enjoyable time with it than this show, at least. But
I agree.
The only good parts that I really enjoyed about it, right, were the Dr. Stone elements that we talked about. Those two really impactful moments, right? But other than that, I don't know. It felt kind of like the conflict wasn't really there for me, man. And then on not only that, but like in a weird way, right? Because like we know for a fact that she eventually gets a book and becomes high society, right? What's the point?
I think it's the progress, right? You want to watch her climb up the ladder. You want to watch her go from the bottom. Now we're here. You know what I'm saying? She's got her own Drake story.
Yeah, but like for me, like I don't know. I wasn't as invested enough to go through that much like waiting or explaining or dragging on for her to reach that point if I already know she gets there. For me, it's like in a weird way, I'm like, I know she already gets it, so like,
Like we're gonna talk about this with the next show with Bunny Girl Senpai, but because they had similar starts where it kind of starts at a certain point and then it builds up to that point when it reaches that point.
Kenny, before we start getting onto Bunny Girl Senpai, this is
I'm just saying that. Like
he's gonna talk about it in the future.
This is strictly to what Ash just said about knowing the outcome, kind of like skews you away from watching the progress. That alone just completely annihilates all of Hero Academy's audience, because he tells you from the beginning, he's like, so this is how I became the
number one hero. Yeah.
So like that literally just destroys the entire series.
Well, the
Hero Academy sucks anyway, so
I don't agree. But in a weird way, right? With the conflict that comes with that, though, I feel like the conflict was worth it. I think that's what differentiates it, right? Because there are some movies and books that start at the end and then go into like how they got there, right? And it's done well because I think the conflict is what kind of drives it, right?
You can't just have a peaceful anime, huh? You can't just have like you can't just sit back with your hot chocolate and just
there's a couple of like super non-super like conflicting like slice of lives. Yeah, I just wasn't. I don't know,
dude. It's not for me either. I'm just giving you shit for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what would be a podcast if we all just sat here and like just agreed with everything?
Exactly. This would be it would be
yeah.
That can't be us.
No, honestly,
we're real people here with real opinions and different mindsets and mentalities.
I was when we were editing some of the episodes in the past, this is a tangent, but I don't care. I just
This
some of my
sucks.
favorite moments in listening to it, right, when we were editing was when we would get really heated. Especially, it doesn't happen often, but Jazz got heated at least two times,
I
that
did?
I remembered, where he was just like, "No, let me," and I was like, "Oh," like those little moments where Jazz gets really heated, especially like because Kenny and I, listen, we're two cavemen, we'll butt heads and we'll fight about stupid shit, right?
Yeah,
But
we'll
like
ooga
we,
booga.
we do that all the time. Literally, Jazz was telling us, "Hey, I'm having a hard time mixing audio because you two keep talking over each other. Shut up."
Meat.
Right? but meanwhile, Jazz doesn't get heated too often. He's a pretty cool dude, but when he does, it's a good time. But I
Mhm.
love that. I think yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go to our ad break right now and move into the second show. But ad break.
Ad break. Woo!
Ad break. All right. While we're taking this ad break here,
Mhm.
I'll cut this all out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
uh, anything you guys need? Water? Need a pee pee? Poo poo?
There's
No.
a couple of things I wanted to bring up, but I don't know if it's worth like podcast discussion. It's just
No.
more of like jazz things.
Stay here. Stay here.
All right. So we'll leave a spot just in case if it's worthy, and if it's not, then all right.
Okay, so one of the things that really bothers me about the whole obtaining a new life is like, okay, so uh, I don't remember what her original name was, but the original
Like
girl
you didn't know or something.
comes into the new world, right, and takes the body of Mai. What happens to the original Mai? Does she just die off?
Yeah, that's one thing I don't like about isekais either. Like especially in this kind where she kind of just takes over her body, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
I
because
like to I like to think, right, that this is my own weird headcanon. You know what I would watch? You know what I would watch? Some medieval girl from a magical world getting transported in a college girl's body in Tokyo.
wait, I would watch the fuck out of that.
Yeah, dude, just
That's like
flip this
that,
show, dude. Flip this show.
yeah. Do you guys remember? Well, I think what was it called? Like Enchanted or some shit, where like the girl
Yeah,
goes through like
Ella
a fairy
Enchanted.
tale into like New York City, like present day New York City, and I'm just like,
yeah,
I'm in. The movie could fucking suck, but I'm in. The premise is amazing.
but yeah, it's just something that I like. It bothers me, right? This isn't the first anime to do that, by all means,
Oh,
but
of course not. Won't be
it's
the last.
just something that I think about is like this adorable little 5-year-old girl. I know she was dying with a fever, and now there's a new girl in her body. What happened to her?
No, she
Poop.
did. She did.
Poop.
But in my head canon, like I said, I would like to think a 5-year-old girl gets transported to Tokyo in a college girl librarian's body, and she has to quickly adapt to the to the
I'd
harsh
watch it.
realities of life.
I'd watch it. It would suck because it'd be like a super dark fucking show. It wouldn't be as funny as we think it would be, but I'd watch it. It seems interesting.
Speaking of dark shows, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai is the next anime that we watched.
Amazing segue.
Huge segue. Also, I want to keep that in because that was a good tangent. I feel
Yeah,
like that was a
go.
good.
Yeah,
That
you
was
want to keep
that. Was,
that?
oh, of course, dude.
We'll
Yeah,
keep
I
it.
definitely
We'll
want to
keep
keep
it.
that.
I liked it.
I'm gonna go ahead.
It was good discourse.
I am going to go ahead and read the bio for Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. So, puberty syndrome. Abnormal experiences rumored on the internet to be caused by sensitivity and instability during adolescence. This year, oh god, I always ruin his name.
Say
Sakura,
Sakura.
yeah,
Yeah, Sakura. Say Sakura.
yeah, Sakuta. Sorry, my bad. A second-year student at high school near Ishinoma meets several girls that are experiencing this puberty syndrome. For instance, he meets a wild bunny girl in the library. She turns out to be an actress on hiatus. Mai, who is his senior at his school, for some reason, no one else can see this enchanting girl. How did she become invisible? I remember towards the end of the last recording, me just having an audible, huh? Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh
yeah,
yeah. So
100%.
so for me, real quick, since you're fixing yourself there,
Yeah, go ahead.
again, shout out to Maze. That's Jazz's brother. He's the one that recommended this to me like months ago, and I was like, I'm in. I'm watching it, right? And I didn't even read the bio. I just went in just completely blind. So when I heard the bio for the first time last episode, I was like, yeah, shit. If I would have read that, I would have been more prepared for it.
So like, Jazz and I, we follow a lot of the same like groups, individuals, and interest on Instagram and Twitter, right? Well, not Twitter, but specifically Instagram, right? So I follow Funimation and Crunchyroll, so I'll see clips and stuff of anime. And the only clips really that I've seen so far from this anime, right, are just the banter between the two main characters, and then the intro scene at the library. I knew that like I didn't know necessarily like that was actually like a huge element of the show. I just thought it was a weird and funny like little moment or something. But going back and watching this anime now, I'm kind of just like, whoa, right?
Yeah.
So, Jazz, like always, I'm gonna go ahead and start with you, man. Let's go ahead and break this down, man.
First
This is
and foremost, yo, this show is killing me.
dude, I am in the same boat. I had it was really late. I had an existential crisis from watching this anime, and let
Dude.
me tell you.
So like nothing, I don't want to say nothing big has happened yet. Like big things have happened, but I feel like something major is coming up and it's going to hurt.
Dude, I'm already hurting, and I don't even know what's gonna happen. This looks like this anime is gonna take me to the fucking cleaners. I'm gonna get beat up behind the parking lot or something, dude.
Dude.
Like, this anime is gonna take my lunch money. Like I'm gonna come home and be like, Dad, the anime is gonna be there. Like, Jesus Christ, man! Like I'm not ready for it. I'm not ready. Like, are you winning, son?
What is he getting? What is he getting?
What is he doing? I don't know what he's doing. He's got the bag. He's like Terry Crews. This anime is gonna be Terry Crews in that episode of Everybody Hates Chris. So he's like, I'm gonna be there, right? Like in your dreams, I'm gonna be there. Just, I'm not ready for it, man.
Yeah, that's actually perfect. Not ready for it. I would have watched more of it if we weren't limited to 2 episodes, is what I'm saying.
Dude, I had to stop myself. I really had to like for the
All right,
podcast.
let me chime in here since you guys said that there. I cannot wait for next week.
You know, yeah, man.
Cannot
Jazz,
wait.
I'm gonna let you go further into your review.
Yeah,
First
go
off,
for it.
sorry.
Wait, hold on, wait. Further to his review, he only said one thing, and we just
we interrupted the shit out of it, man.
yeah, we're like, yeah, we're there, we're on this boat together.
No, it's not an interruption. You're adding the icing. That's what it is.
The ice. I'm getting iced.
Shout out to Fern, ice 'em boys.
Ice 'em boys.
I hope Fern watches this.
I hope so too. Love that guy.
So to continue, I mean, as you already know, I'm well invested into this show. It just kind of sweeps you off your feet, to like put it lightly. I don't want to like point on like specific things because I feel like there's a lot of surprising elements to this, which if we say it here, it won't be as surprising to people watching it for the first time, if that makes sense. And so I want to leave out as many specific things as possible and just kind of be vague with it. It's really the direction that it goes in, the ideas that it presents. It's things that is like kind of subconsciously on everyone's mind, but no one actually like talks about it, if that makes sense. So whenever they bring those ideas to the front, you're like, yeah, I can see that. No matter how crazy the idea is, you can see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you buy into it.
I have a really cool suggestion. We haven't done anything like this before, right? Because we haven't had a show like this, right? Where for some reason, right? The whole premise of the show is like, it's not really spoiler heavy if we talk about the first 2 episodes, right? But in a weird way, I don't want to talk about the first 2 episodes spoilers because I feel like not knowing about it makes it so much better. So what I want to do for this segment, right, or for this anime specifically, is I want to have us go collectively say what we want to say about this show, non-spoiler, right? And then when we go to the spoiler alert section, we'll go into the first 2 episodes for people who have watched it, or if we can't convince somebody to watch it, right, with the review that we kind of have, like non-spoiler-ish review, then whatever, they're going to have it spoiled when we talk about it in the spoiler alert. But Yeah,
I like
I
that
kind of want to
idea.
do that. Are we
Yeah.
okay with that?
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
down
I
with
do
that.
want to
So
say though, like if they don't watch it after this review, I don't even like. It's not much of a spoiler alert at that point. They're just they chose not to watch
they
it.
chose not to watch it. Exactly. So like that's on them. That's on them. So say what you want to right now, objectively about the show that you liked that really won't spoil anything or the
Overarching
premise.
themes and like
Yeah.
things like that. Animation style, production, music.
Objectively, completely without bias, it is an incredible show.
Mm. Yeah.
Facts.
That's
I looked it up on the internet. It said it was a good show.
Yeah, people don't lie on the internet, guys. Yeah,
the Google machine.
people can't lie on the internet.
I
So
saw
now
it
that he
on
said that,
Facebook.
No, but I mean, what can you say without getting into detail, right? The things that they introduce are like off the wall ideas, but like I said, it's something that everyone kind of feels. So no matter how crazy the idea is, you can accept it because everyone kind of feels that way. You know what I mean?
yeah. I think what you're trying. Don't let me put words in your mouth. I'm gonna throw something out and see. I'm gonna because I think I get what you're grasping, right? But I don't know
Hmm.
if for sure. I'm trying to put it into words and help you out. So it's like these concepts or ideas or feelings that we all go through or experiences that we go through, and they use those experiences or ideas or thoughts that we have, you know, and like try to put a title or a supernatural element to it.
Yeah, definitely. So
Okay.
like the way they go about it is not expected, but you can kind of put yourself in those scenarios.
hmm Yeah. Is there what else do you want to add to it, man?
Music.
Oh,
No, no. Hey,
the
okay. Don't you take that from me?
I'm lobbing it up, man. I'm
He
trying
said
to get
it
a
is.
All
Bro,
yeah.
there's
right.
a
So
top flight a
listen,
second.
listen. I, you know, it's not a lot in this world where you know when I listened to the Peggies, when I listened to Rent a Girlfriend, right? I was like, all right, there it is right there. I don't think I'm gonna get better than this, or I don't think I'm gonna see anything like that again.
Mhm.
Literally 2 reviews later, I'm like, man, this fucking intro slaps. Wait, this sounds a lot like the. And then I see the Peggies, and I'm like, I'm home.
Look,
I'm home.
I want to say when we talked about the Rent a Girlfriend music, the intro, and then like we're looking into their songs and stuff. I already knew they did the Bunny Girl Senpai one, and I knew down the road we would get to it. I didn't know how soon it would be. I didn't expect it to be like literally like next month. So I was like, oh my god, I gotta do it to him. I gotta do it to him, right? So I kind of so we have like this playlist that we add music to together, the three of us and our boy Fern. Shout out to Fern one more time.
God
Collaborative
rest his soul.
playlist.
Yeah. So I put the intro Kimi no Se on the Spotify playlist. I just kind of snuck that in there. You know, I didn't say anything about it. I was just like, this is another Peggy song that I like. You guys, you
You guys
guys
might
have
like
other.
it,
Yeah, you
and I'm
guys might
like.
like it. You know, whatever. And
Meanwhile,
then
meanwhile, my house, my brain is like, oh, yeah, the Peggies. Oh, you live here rent free, dude. Like, you own the place. Please come in. Like, you're welcome.
and then we finally got to Bunny Girl Senpai, and I was
I
like,
had no idea Kenny just quite literally snuck the biggest Trojan horse known to man. Like, the Romans are looking at this thing like, damn, we should have done something like that. It's,
like, Jazz, do you remember when I said there's three animes that I have in high regard? Haikyuu, Snafu, and Bunny Girl Senpai. I hope these two episodes like solidified that reasoning, that mindset.
We
yeah.
definitely like overlap when it comes to IQ and Snafu, 100%.
Yeah,
So
and
I am looking forward to this.
So interestingly enough, I think Jazz, you're wrapped up with what you want to say, like in the non-spoiler critical review, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can say without getting specific.
Okay. So yes and no. I feel like I can push it just a little bit further, right?
Mhm.
So there First off, I want to talk about. I always talk about intros and outros. Kenny brought it up, and say it again. The Peggies, they will live rent free in this
I
household.
do
Let me
have
tell
something
you.
to say about the outros, but I'll save it for the spoiler alert.
Okay,
section.
the outro is really really calm. The animation in both the intro and outro are just beautiful. Just the production value of this anime, just looking at it is just super aesthetic. And um, I'm saving this. So guys, potentially when we go back to another throwback or previous non-scene anime, do not watch Hyoka, even though I'm about to mention it right now, because I want to put it on my list when we do get to that point.
Okay.
I answered a question about it in the Q&A that I did on Instagram with you guys. I also this is giving me huge like vibes from that show in terms of like interaction, but I don't want to go into that, right? But so it reminded me of Hyoka in the sense that like, dude, this anime just is beautiful to watch, man. Like, it just even they could literally not be doing anything. It could just be moving colors and pictures, and I could just sit there like, yeah, this is good, right? Second, I wanted the character interactions, not just with like the two MCs, like Bunny Girl and the main protagonist, right? Just character interactions between other people. It's just done really interesting and well. It's really cool. I do have to say the banter between the two is just really funny, really pulls you in. The themes that this show talks about are just really deep, and you're like not really expecting it, and it kind of catches you off guard, and you're just like, whoa, right?
There's a
I, I'm,
bunny girl on the cover.
yeah, I was just expecting some waifu bait, and I'm good. I'm getting a BoJack Horseman, man. Like, what is this, right? Um, so the
That's a great
theme,
point.
yeah, the themes are just they're there and they hit, and it really is like something I can't really describe without spoiling too much. But man, wow, it's there, and finally, it's just the waifu potential that this show might have in this art style is too strong. I'm a little scared because I feel like we got some contenders for this tournament that we might have for the growing list of waifus that we review and list on this show. So yeah, we got some swingers out here right now. Like they're about to they're getting ready. They're prepping in the locker room, right? They're shaking up.
Well,
I don't know who they are, but
we're gonna have an episode where we rank the top 10 waifus out of all series.
out of all series,
Yeah, we
dude,
can do that.
I would love to do that on. I would love to do that on an
we just
episode.
like, yeah,
Psycho,
we
by
just
the way. Psycho.
I would love to have
Hirata,
that might be
Shizuka
an
at the
episode
number one.
for like a cooldown week when we're waiting for simulcasts to be released, right? During the downtimes. I would totally would love to do something like that. But
Real
overall,
quick.
yeah.
Before I lose my train of thought, I don't mean to interrupt. It's just I'm
No,
gonna
your
lose
memory
it
is
if I
just
don't
garbage.
say it. And so I realize, because you're talking about the MC, I realize he is Hikigaya.
They have similar personalities, but I don't think they're exactly the same.
I don't.
But
Yeah, I
yeah.
wouldn't. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so a lot of the interactions that he has, not just with Bunny Girl, but also the other people in his life, they're really similar to the way Hikigaya would handle things.
They are.
I think I don't think that they act similarly. I just think that the one thing that they have in common is the fact that they're blunt. I love the main character so much because he's very like blunt and deadpan. I think that's the only thing that they really kind of have in common. Mindset and stuff, I don't. Yeah, they're two different completely people. But yeah, the MC is a little deadpan, and he's not afraid to like speak his mind, right? And he's very funny about it too, and just he's really, if you like comedy, there's definitely a good amount in the first two episodes. And the cool thing is that like it's quick. This anime really kind of forces you to watch it, right? Some animes you can really just kind of turn your brain off and whatever, right? But this is an anime that really, because the humor and the dialogue, but also like the themes and things that they talk about, you can miss a lot if you're not paying attention, and you really are like, wait, what? Like there were one or two times that I caught myself because I went into like the whole like um anime watching experience, right, where you kind of like relax a little bit, but like I missed like maybe two or three sentences, and I missed so much content. I was like, whoa, I gotta go back. So it's just a really good time if you like serious themes, if you honestly like slice of life, if you really do enjoy this is gonna be terrible, but it doesn't spoil a lot. But if you do like some potential thought-provoking ideas and themes, and I like things like that, this is definitely a show for you. Like I would totally recommend it.
It's
That's
kind of
all
like
I
a
got.
dark rom-com.
Yeah,
A
in a
little bit,
way,
yeah,
in
it
a
could
way.
be. You could call it that.
Kenny, you've seen the entirety of the show, and you've spoken the praises of it multiple times on this podcast. But is there anything that you want to add for this non-spoiler esque?
There's also a movie.
Gotta
There
watch.
is also a movie.
Yeah, and it's basically like a long finale episode. So
Yeah, they just
if you
combined
watch
it.
if you watch the full show and you want to see like the nice cute little ribbon on top, watch the movie.
Okay. So also fun thing that I want to add before we go into the next little section, spoiler section for this episode, right, or for the series. Jazz, I want to show you something, right? This is the first time I've done like notes like by hand. I don't know why. I think my phone was charging or something, so I was like, yeah, whatever, right? So this top half right here, that's all Bunny Girl Senpai. Like there's a for you listeners, for you non-YouTube watchers, I have like a college ruled like spiral, and like the entire, I would say like just over half is full with notes on Bunny Girl Senpai, and then I have it sectioned off into a layer where it's like empty space in one sentence. That's all the notes that I had for Ascendance of a Bookworm, and it's literally one sentence, and it's who's the demographic with the question mark. So,
Damn,
buddy.
and
again.
another thing that this poor anime, just this poor Bookworm, right? It already was like kind of kicked down just by the expectations, right, that we had of it in anime in general. But I made the terrible mistake of watching Bunny Girl Senpai before I watched Ascendance of a Bookworm, right? So like I had that regret of like, man, I could be watching episode 3 right now in the back of my head.
Yeah,
But as
definitely.
well as like I know a good anime. You know what this is? You know what this is like, right? This is like you go into a 5-star restaurant like in France, like you're getting a sample like right from the chef, right? Like you have a bite of it and you're just like, "Oh man, like all right,
I know
next
what good
serving
food.
next serving's in 2 days." And you're like, and then your friend's like, "Hey, we're going to McDonald's." And like you get forced to go to McDonald's. Bro, you're forced to go to McDonald's. You're looking at that Travis Scott burger, and you're like, "This is garbage, bro. I don't want to touch anything like this, dude. This is this is an abomination to fucking man." I don't know, dude. It's like seeing the gates of heaven, seeing everything that's being promised there, and you just get yanked out of that reality, bro.
Yeeted, dude. They said,
It's like that, huh? It's like that.
I low-key hated every second of watching Bookworm because I just had such a high expectation of not only just general anime that I watch, right, but just the fact that it was preventing me or it was the follow-up to something really cool that I was watching.
Yeah, to follow up Bunny Girl, I don't know, man.
That's this poor anime. It didn't.
Completely.
You know what? It's like getting top-seeded bracket against the champion.
Damn. All right. Let's switch gears.
Let's switch gears.
Real quick,
Okay,
because we're talking about the tournament brackets.
No, my
Doesn't
God.
it always work this way? The top seed always
top
plays
seed always plays the lowest seed. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how they're arranged. Top seed, bottom seed, second top, second bottom, until they kind of reach in the middle, and then they just.
That's at least for quarterfinals.
That's for most tournaments. That's how.
That's at least for quarterfinals. Prelims are just like a random accumulation of whatever.
But prelims, like even like let's use Haikyuu as an example, right? Some of the better teams from the previous season or the previous year, like they had already they were given buys for some of the prelim rounds, so they only had to play like 2 or 3 rounds, as opposed to like Scrub School number 2 had to play 6 or 7 rounds just to play Powerhouse School, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go into the. This is weird. This is so weird. We're gonna go into spoiler alert already. And
wait, before spoiler alert, I have something to say that's not a spoiler.
Go for it, man.
You kind of like touched on this before, and that's why it came to my mind. So you're saying that like looking at the cover of the show, Bunny Girl, right? We're talking about Bunny Girl. Looking at the cover of the show and then watching this show, it's completely different from your expectations, right? And I was thinking in my mind, like it's kind of like the 1975. Your friend says, "Hey, check this out. We got girls, sex, and chocolate." And then when you start listening to the 1975, it was like, oh, I didn't know this is what I was in for.
It's 2 a.m. You have a bottle of Jack and Coke, and you're like, she's got a boyfriend. No, just dude, the poster, man. Like this is it, man. Like I said, here's me, right? Little naive Ashton, like, oh yeah, I got more waifu bait to add to the collection of material. Woo-hoo! Like, I'm just like, I'm in it, and I walk in, I'm like, there's a therapist, and it's like, hey, take a seat, have a seat. Take a seat, have a seat. We're here to talk.
Got blindsided, baby. It happens, man. And that's what I like about this show. It does subvert those expectations that you have. You have this because we've seen so much anime. Yeah, you've seen so many anime that you're just like, it's a bunny girl on the fucking cover. I wonder what this show's gonna be about. And then you watch it and it's like, what am I doing? This is an amazing show. Why are you trying to alienate me? Why aren't you trying to make me watch your show? Right.
Now, we are now entering the spoiler zone and continuation zone of spoiler alert. So, you guys have been warned. Let's go into
you've been warned. I have a little thing for spoiler alert. Here we are. Spoiler alert, the segment where we discuss current progress in anime.
There you go. Dude, oh my god, I love him.
We're getting way better.
So much growth. Growth.
Eventually, I'll learn how to use graphics and just like.
Yeah, boom! Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Listen, guys, I had a moment. The other day. I checked on the progress of our podcast in Anchor, right? And I saw that number, and it was at one point it was like 75. I was like, you know what? I can't wait till we hit 100. I don't think it's gonna happen, but who cares? And then I looked at like literally like 2 days later, and we were at like 117. I was just like, growth.
Like, yeah, so we'll push back the spoiler section just a smidge. Do want to shout out to anyone that's watched us or listened to us, whatever you've done to watch or listen to us. We do want to shout you out. So thanks for the support. You guys rock. We love you. Now to get back to some weeb shit.
Yeah, thanks for the interactions on social media, the Q&As, and just genuinely being interested in supporting us. I thank you guys. And not to mention, I want to thank you two, obviously, for making this happen, because there's no way in hell I would have been able to do anything to this quality or at all by myself. So thank you so much. Jazz, it's this way for me, right?
The other way.
So? Are we doing it right, Kenny?
We're doing it. Boom. All right.
They're Ascendance now.
Now officially entering the spoiler room. All right. Okay, Jazz, you go first, dude.
Yeah, you got it.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Spoilers. So we're talking spoilers for Bunny Girl. So people who have seen the first two or the first two episodes or all of it, as well as people who still are curious and don't mind it being spoiled a little bit.
Okay, so the something syndrome, what do they call it? Puberty syndrome?
The adolescent syndrome.
So I'll tell you guys right now, it gets translated differently throughout the show, but adolescent syndrome, puberty syndrome is the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they pretty much mean the same thing.
Adolescence
is puberty.
But just in case you guys get thrown off later on when you see a different word, it's the same thing.
It's like the whole idea of like urban myths, urban legends and stuff. Yeah.
Well, even before the urban legends idea, I think the whole premise of it is really cool and how it's portrayed. So just like how Food Wars has its thing, you really like food, your clothes comes off, right? So here in the syndrome, people are like socially abused, and it portrays it in a physical way. So like that scene where there's a picture of his sister all bruised up. She walks into the room and like has cuts on her. I was feeling it there. I was like, oh my god, dude, like that's his little sister.
It's so weird because like it's super jarring, yeah. Because like he's playing the PlayStation, having a good old time. And he's like, his sister comes home, and she's like, hey brother, and he's like, hey, what's going on? Oh, and then like he just physically just starts seeing these cuts just start appearing all over her body, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she's like it's not like just cuts, like little like scratches or whatever. Like you see the like one on her face, cuts. And it just like it starts bleeding. Like not like the anime Bleach, like it's just like, and I'm just like, yeah, and like he's just sitting down playing fucking PlayStation. You know, he looks at his sister like, what's up? And then he's just like, what the fuck is going on here, bro? What's going on? Like, yeah, and then obviously, Go on, Jazz.
You really feel it, right? I don't know what it is about siblings, but
Hold on,
yeah.
hold on just a second.
All right. Now,
Okay, well,
if we
he's
hear
doing okay. Yeah,
if we hear he's part of the podcast, that's our first guest right there. Fucking
Yeah,
Eddie. Shout out
it's
to
Eddie.
Eddie.
Yeah, I think he was. I don't know,
here's
he
our
was
second
crying for
guest
a
right
little
here.
bit.
Oh, there's the second guest right there. Shout out to
Oh,
Oreo.
shout
Let's
out to
go.
Oreo. Let's
Damn,
go,
boy.
dude.
Oreo's kind of thick. Holy
Yeah, you built different.
God, Jesus, man. Yeah,
He built different, bro.
he is. All right, Jazz, go on.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Where's the cat?
So
I need a dog.
back to a
Yeah,
serious tone.
yeah. Back to
I don't
the.
know what it is about like the whole sibling relationship thing, right? But
Mhm.
when you see the main character's scar, it's like, oh, so this is what happened, right? Obviously, he was tortured socially, and this is the outcome of it. It's portrayed as like this bear slash on his chest. That's terrible. You feel that. But when his sister comes in the room all bruised up, dude, I was just like really feeling it. Like, dang, dude. Like, I think there's that sense of helplessness, right? Because when it's you kind of handle it in your own way, but when it's your little sister, it's like,
It's just someone you know in general.
Yeah, if
I
it's
like to
somebody
make an argument
like
of that.
it hits a little different. Yeah, you're right.
and like, what can he do? There's nothing he can do to help her. You know what I mean? And so that's why I like really hurts. It's just that helplessness, and both of them have to deal with it. And so he can kind of like put that in the same sense as the what's her name, Mai?
Yes.
Yes.
So the
Bunny
bunny girl.
girl. Yes.
So she, I mean, hers is a little different. Obviously, it's not the same. She doesn't have like cuts and bruises on her, but it's just like her whole like existence is disappearing. It kind of gives me the Coco vibes, to be honest, where it's like, dude, please, for the sake of God, please do not forget her because she is going to be gone forever.
Yeah. So I kind of want to wrap up like overall like kind of theme because we're going a little like really into specific details, right? But I want to go into you kind of already touched on it, right? With the whole fact that like okay, we go it's how social I would say social and mental abuse of adolescence it is portrayed physically, right? With teenagers.
Yeah.
And the MC goes through it, his sister goes through it, and it's these characters bonding through that. And the first two episodes is them learning about each other's, and then also going deeper into Mai's, who is the bunny girl. That's a good, I would say, capsulized like what this show is about. And there's no way in hell you'd be able to get that from a poster of a bunny girl.
Yeah, there's
And
no way.
And did you already touch on like that's the whole reason why he believes her when
yeah,
yeah, like
yeah.
because
I mean, like
he
this whole scene where he takes her into his apartment and shows him this car and everything. Like the whole time you're thinking like this
what
would
a
be
what a weird
funny, but it's also serious at the same time. And
yeah
so as you learn a little more about her situation, how she's like disappearing from existence, and you know, I said this to Ash while you were doing whatever you were doing, Kenny. But I said it's pretty much Coco, right? If he forgets her, she's gone, she's done. And when they
What a
introduced the
throwback.
idea of the previous girl, I was like, oh no, that's what happened to her. It just hurts. Like the whole show just hurts, dude.
Okay, okay. So here
Wait.
this is what guts me. This is what guts me, right?
Okay.
Okay. So first off, like I said, I have this like mad scribblings of an individual who like I'm not joking when I said this anime got me like really thinking, like no joke, not just about just things in general, but like or about this anime, but just things in general, right? Like I legit was going into the philosophy of knowledge of like quantum physics, superposition, like Schrodinger's cat. Like I legit like went and listened to like 2.5 hours worth of TED Talks because I couldn't watch this anime, right? Because I was just like, I need to fill something in to, I don't know, to get before I record this episode, right? But regardless, right? Something that really, because Jazz, you mentioned it, right? This is, so the episode kind of starts, the first episode starts out with like him waking up, going to a diary, and it's him reading like the future. And it's like today I go to the library and I meet a girl in a bunny suit, and for the like love of love of God, read all the way to the end of this because it's the truth. And he goes into like today I go to and I see a girl in a bunny suit, and she goes to this high school, and her name is, and I don't know if you caught it, but I caught it. So later on, spoiler alert for, I mean, we're already way past this. We're already way past this.
Speak your
Like,
piece, man. Let finish that thought. Finish it.
Here's the thing, right? So I'm literally Doctor Strange, like fucking all the different possibilities. I'm thinking so hard, bro. So like, when the mom, so obviously Maya's whole thing is she's being forgotten, right? She has a self-worth image and she doesn't want to be seen, et cetera, right? So it affects how, Jazz already talked about it, right? So it gets to the point where she's like, you know what? I'm ready to be seen, right? I'm ready to like go back into acting. I'm ready to do all this. And she calls her mom up and she's like, all right, like meet me here at this location. I'm gonna I'm gonna tell my mom to her face that I'm gonna go back into acting, but it's not gonna be at your agency, right? And the mom shows up and her own mom can't see her. First off, that alone hurt because like she was accepting of people not being able to see her, but like it just gutted her, right? That her mom like couldn't see her, right? But here was the huge. Yeah, go ahead, dude.
Oh, I was gonna interject and say, yeah, I watch Fruits Basket.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Watch Fruits Baskets, please. But here's what gutted me even more, right? So here's the thing: I caught it, and I don't know if I was supposed to catch it, but so the mom showed the cell phone to the MC, Sakura, right? And she's like, yeah, weren't you the one that sent me this cinder? Or because I can't see who sent this to me. And the same weird blotted text or whatever was on the phone was the same text that was on Sakura's diary when he was talking about Mai.
It sure was.
So if that was a diary about the future,
look,
I'm concerned that this homie's gonna forget her, and I already don't like this.
So there is already a show called Future Diary, and it sucked, right? But this Future Diary, right?
Debatable.
This Future Diary. Well, I'll keep it simple, right? So the last thing you see with Mai and Sakura is them like running away, right? Trying to find as many people that can remember her as possible, right?
Right.
And so they end up in a hotel in a city far away. They're
probably like an hour.
Yeah, they're probably like an hour or two away. Really, that's realistically, right? But what leads up to that is like slowly but surely everyone around their town is forgetting who she is. Like at first it wasn't that big of a deal, but then she no longer can go shopping. She can't even go get something to eat. So she has to go with Sakura to go do all this shit. Like the grocery store scene was fucking amazing, right? Every scene they have together is fucking amazing. Every scene in the first 2 episodes is fucking gold, man. Like the Jazz talked about it when she went into his bedroom. He fucking moaned when she touched his chest. I was 100%. I remember the first time watching it. I remember 100% expecting that to happen, and it happened, and I still laughed. Like if I know the joke is coming, and I still laugh, that's funny. Like it's just funny. But what was really funny though was like the jump cut that it went after that it was her like pinching his side, and he's just like, whatever.
She's like, you're enjoying this too much. Like, no, stop that. Cut that shit out.
It really drives his rascalness, right? Like he's a rascal. Like he's the rascal, right? And there's the bunny girl, and he's the rascal. Because in the train station scene, right, where she first pulls out the bunny girl outfit and shows it to him, right? She's stepping on his foot.
Oh my god.
Okay. He's like, of course I would feel ecstasy with a beautiful girl stepping on my foot, but like when he says
No,
that,
not on my foot. No, he didn't just say on my foot. He just said on me. He just said on me.
But the way he delivers it is dry. It's like it is deadpan. It's just like, yeah, I love it when I get stepped on, and
So-
it's god damn it, it's funny.
I think what makes it work, right? I think honestly what makes it work is because like we talked about it in the non-spoiler section. It's just the banter between both of these characters is just from scene one, just with the MC by himself, but also like it's just completely like exacerbated when both of them are together, right? And it's just the way that they feed off of each other because they're both super deadpan, but they also both make jokes, and they also know that most people think that they're being serious, but they also understand each other that they're not being serious, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they don't catch each other slipping up, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So like that within itself is just the dialogue and banter, as well as like the charisma and chemistry between both the MC and Mai is just 10 out of 10, and it just makes for like really good moments and very super interesting. Just them just going to the store together, right? A super mundane task
I hate going
is
to the store.
somehow an interesting event and or ordeal. Not just because like she's going through the supernatural like thing, right? Just the banter and just them being alone together, walking to the store, it just carries it.
Yeah, so the other thing I wanted to expand on was the thing Jazz brought up earlier with the way characters interact with each other. Like the scene after he meets Mai in the library is him on the way to school and on the train with his friend. And he asks his friend, "Hey, do you like bunny girls?" He's like, "No, not really." His friend is like, "No, not really." And so he counters it with, "So what you're saying is you love bunny girls?" And his friend goes, "Oh yeah, I love bunny girls." It's
Yeah,
just
dude.
like
I
it's
don't. He's like,
little things.
I don't like. He's like, no, you're right. I don't like bunny girls. I love bunny girls.
It's little things like that that are just like that's constantly present in this show. It's just like they're they have fleshed out personalities. They have great interactions with each other, and like that's where the show really thrives. It's just how they interact with each other.
Yeah, it's like they're not to mention in a weird way, like the characters are realistic, right? Like not everyone's going to be holding hands singing kumbaya. Like the MC's best friend has like somewhat of like a bitchy girlfriend.
Yeah.
There's like a scientist girl who is like super interested, but at the same time she's like it took her a while for her to like actually say yes to her friend asking for help, right? Because like people do that. Also, Train, can you guys hear that?
Mm-mm. Noise suppression. Sponsor is
Let's
Discord.
go, dude. Hold on, just wait, just wait. I think it might get worse because the train's right here. We're gonna find out.
I hear like the little it passing by when you speak.
Yeah,
But
while
when
you're
you don't
speaking, you can
speak,
hear it a little bit.
yeah,
Okay.
a little bit, but
Well,
not really
it's
like
mostly gone now, so I think we're good. But
yeah.
regardless, it's the characters aren't. That's another thing. That's not all the characters are super lovey-dovey, whatever, right? They have characters who are. They have characters who are assholes. They have characters who are, super lovable and sweet. They have characters who are hesitant. It's believability goes a long way, and I like that.
I like the scene where, I mean, we're just talking about like really specific
Yeah,
moments at this
yeah,
point,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
what
go for
really
it.
makes the show, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So whenever they
definitely.
were talking about the cat in the box, right? And she was like, "Have you heard of the cat in the box?" And I was thinking into my head like, "Ah, yeah, Schrodinger's cat." And then like a couple seconds later, she was like, "It's called Schrodinger's cat." I'm just thinking like, "Yeah, there it is."
Yeah. And so first off, since I'm just gonna go down like I had like a bullet point section in my notes that are like
Go
the
for
things
it.
that I wanted to talk about. A couple of things that we've already kind of like just immediately gone into. First off, I was like, the intro has the future, and then like later on, like I was like, oh, the first point that I have is the intro has a future diary with a question mark, and then I have like a huge roundabout like, yo, that was my name in the front. Like that,
Like
what I already made that
you
connection.
did the thing that English teachers are always telling you to do. Like if you see something, fucking connect that bitch to the wherever you saw it
Yeah,
before.
100%, dude.
Shout
So,
out to English teachers and
Well,
so
teachers in
let's see
the
general.
thing
here.
about Eastern culture is they move in circles, right? But here in the West, we like lines, and the East they do
Yeah.
circles,
Lines.
and so that kind of
I
thing
like
is present in a lot more than you think.
Maybe, potentially, but you see, I'm not getting rated on this.
Oh my god. Okay, this is another huge thing that I wanted to talk about. I'm so glad I wrote it down because I would have completely forgotten about it and would have stopped myself afterwards. Okay. Another way that I really like that both of these characters interact with each other, right, is they just like reassurance. Just the reassurance of they don't want to put themselves like in a super vulnerable position, right? And admit that they want something. However, they all they need is reassurance. So I'm going to give a huge scene example of this, right? So for instance, the scene where they're in the hotel together, right, and they have to share the bed, and she gets all the majority of one side and the pillow and whatnot. It was a funny scene, right? The banter between both of them, and like as per usual. And then the scene kind of tips off into, they're like, I'm going to bed. They're quiet for a little bit, and she says, hey, if I were to start crying and freaking out about how I don't want to disappear, what would you do? And
Right.
he replies back with like a super serious answer, like, I'd probably hold you and tell you that everything's gonna be okay. And he, it was just the reassurance in her head that like he needed that, and then like she immediately brushed it off and like went into some other stuff, right? Because she wasn't gonna do that, but she wanted to express to him like, hey, I'm actually like low key scared of everything that's going on right now, and I just kind of want to be like validated, right? And he does that. And he doesn't have to be like he doesn't actually like do it or anything like that. Like he doesn't invite himself over, right? It's, I don't know, man. Like that was something that I noticed. I thought was really huge, and it was a really cool dynamic that these characters have. And we already talked about everything that's on this list, dude. Like wicked intro. The Peggy's back at it again. The pedo scene where he was at the park, super funny.
I have many things that, in case you guys want to talk about, I got fucking
Dude, I
notes.
completely
for
forgot
days.
to bring that up. That scene, like, things just did not go his way. I guess timing is just impeccable. So on his way
100%.
there, he's going to meet this girl, right? It's kind of like a date, really. And he's going on the way there.
To
He
my-
sees the girl
to
lost
my-
at the park. All right, so he helps the girl lost at the park, and
Or tries
then
to.
timing is unfortunate. Another girl crosses by and it's like, "Get away, pedophile!" And then she's like, "All right, I'm sorry for kicking you, kick me back." And then when he does that, a cop comes by and it's like, dude, everything is just wrong. So he gets arrested. Now he's late to he's late to the date that he wanted to attend initially. It's just like, what?
I want to say something now that you brought that up. Okay. But right before that, when he's getting ready for it, he's got like two pairs of boxers, right? He's looking
And his
at
sister
which one.
walks in, and his sister walks in.
Yeah, his sister walks in, and he just like looks at her, and he's like, "A man needs to be prepared for any reason whatsoever, right?" And I want to iterate it here because there's a bunch of because if you're watching this shit and you're an anime fuck weeb, right? Keep yourself fucking groomed, fucking wash your balls, all right? Take a goddamn shower, put deodorant on. Preferably also put cologne on. Keep yourself tidy. Keep yourself presentable and groomed, right? Like you never know when you're gonna meet a girl, right? Like I could just be like, hey, Jaz and Ashten, let's go fucking go to a bar or whatever when COVID passes, right? We go to the bar, we're having a good time. If I'm looking sloppy as shit, no girl's gonna want to talk to me. Fuck that. I don't want to talk to somebody sloppy.
Literal facts, bro.
So this guy's going on a date with a girl, right? You don't know what's gonna pop off on that date. That date might go fucking amazingly and end with a nightcap. You gotta make sure you're ready for it. So take a shower, wash your balls, put some fucking deodorant on, cologne, whatever you gotta do. Wear some nice clothes, wash your clothes, keep your room clean, keep your bathroom clean. You never know when a girl's coming over, man.
It's thank you for the mommy Kenny moment of the episode.
No, that's real
sponsored.
boy shit. That's real.
Yeah,
that's some fucking man to man talk, man. Damn,
it really was. I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything more that we can say about this.
I can say
really.
so much.
I mean, I know you can because you've watched it, right?
No, I can talk just the first two episodes, bro.
Oh well, then go right ahead, man. The floor is yours.
Look, there's one big thing I noticed rewatching these, and again, shout out to English teachers. There's a real big thing I noticed in these first two episodes, and it's like the insane amount of foreshadowing that's in it. Like like I rewatched it recently when the first two episodes. Then I was like, fuck that. I watched that shit like a week ago, right? So I watched the first two episodes again last week and like jotted down a bunch of notes, like things that stood out to me that I feel like what stood out with you guys, but I wanted to add on to it or maybe discuss that with you guys. The foreshadowing though is something you guys don't really realize now, right? Since this is your first foray. But there's a shit ton, like an absolute shit ton of foreshadowing in this show. Like
Okay,
I couldn't
okay.
believe it. I was like, all of this shit's like in my face. They're just like me, and I'm just like, how did they do it? They're fucking geniuses, man. They're like once you see this shit come like tied back together, you're just gonna be like, how did they do it? They're how. I was in their palm of their hands. They had me looking here, and then suddenly there's a fucking diamond rock there or some shit, right? It was like insane.
Kenny, I feel that the reason why I can attest to that is because Tower of God does the exact same thing. The rewatchability of that show is through the roof. When you watch it the second time, your mind is blown. It's like, dude, everything is right in front of you the entire time.
Yeah.
You know what? It completely like I mean, granted, I'm glad that you told me this, right? Because this, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of a movie like Signs, or not Signs. I fucking hate that movie. That movie sucks ass. Sixth Sense. The Sixth Sense.
Okay. Yeah, The Sixth Sense
The
is a
Sixth
good
Sense.
one.
So like The Sixth Sense is already an enjoyable like just movie by itself. Like you know what I mean? Like just by itself when you watch it the first time, it's just super amazing, just all the way up until the end. And then the end, there's a huge twist, and it completely changes how you watch that movie the second time, and you're
Mhm.
just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It just the rewatchability for something like that is amazing, and then like not to mention like, the same thing that you mentioned, right? There's the immediate foreshadowing all over that movie, and you're just like, how did I not notice this?
Dude,
How am I so stupid?
look, I just specifically to Bunny Girl Senpai, all right? So when he has that flashback scene after the whole thing while he's explaining the whole thing with his sister, right? And how he wants to be that sort of person to Mai because when him and Kaede were going through
Their
Kaede's
adolescent
sister,
syndrome.
yeah, when they were going through their syndrome, um, this girl showed up to him at the beach. Her name was Shoko, uh, and she kind of like lifted him up and stuff. She kind of like helped him get his shit
When he
back
was
together.
yeah.
Like whenever we go through some tough shit in life, there's like those people that are like they got your back, they help you, they prop you back up. Like no shame in that. There really isn't. You know, so so he wanted to be that person to Mai. He wanted to help her out. He wanted to be her support. Especially since he's like the only person that really understands what she's going through right now. It's like it's some fucking grade A bullshit, and he
Mhm.
wants to make sure, he uses that grade A bullshit to fertilize something pretty here. Um. So there's a lot of foreshadowing, but I do want to talk about that scene though specifically when he meets Shoko or the introduction to her. Like he introduced himself to Mai at the very beginning. Like I'm Asasugawa Sakuta. You spell my name like this, and you
And
spell
yeah,
like this, right?
in the library.
Right, and Mai is just like my name is Mai Sakurajima. It's spelled like Mai Sakurajima, and my last name is spelled like Mai Sakurajima, right? And I was just like, that's fucking like this shit's like 5 minutes into it, and it's already cracking dumb jokes that I enjoy. But
Right.
then they showed that flashback scene where she introduces herself. Shoko introduces herself to Sakuta, and does the same introduction style, and I was like, damn man, how did they do it, bro?
Already, just like maybe like, within the first two episodes, something crazy like
Literally,
that is hitting. Because
literally, how did they do it?
it just shows you like how much of an impact she made, and they didn't. Granted, they said it right, but the believability with like what they're saying in these things in these situations, right? Because okay, listen, I think, oh my god, this is gonna take so many people out of it, but like Aaron Hansen in terms of like video games and sequelitis, right? He talked about, there's a lot of don't show don't tell, right? A character can say 100 times over, I love this person, I love this person, I love this person. How do they show it?
Yeah.
right? So in that circumstance, right? Because he's already talked about this girl, I think maybe 3 or 4 times, right? The believability is kind of somewhat there. It's flimsy, but whatever, right? However, it is completely cemented, right? When you make that connection of, the first impression that he had with this girl, right? And she introduces herself like that. And from then on, anytime he introduces himself, right, he carries that weight of that first introduction that this one girl had with him, right? So that's a huge example and a proponent of show don't tell, right? It's moments like these that really make a well-rounded story, as well as make believability in terms of characters. What is the word I'm looking for here? Like motivations or interests.
Yeah,
So
we got you, dude.
just
100%. I have to
yeah.
agree because, like, literally, she was in the show for like maybe 10 seconds, probably 15 seconds, and the impact that she has is impeccable, dude. And I just want to say, like, in that very tiny scene that she has, I am already feeling things there because it's kind of like, what did he say? He wanted to go to that school because of her solely. She was there to help him get through his hard times, and we learn what that's like already because he's in that position where he's helping Mai, and so you kind of already feel this odd connection to her, even though you have very little exposure to her, and the fact that her existence is completely gone as of present day in the anime. It just really hurts, right? Like, is this the same story that they're gonna tell for Bunny Girl, for Mai? Like, what's
boom,
going to
and like
happen? What has happened here, and what's
another
going to happen here, basically.
another huge connection of another moment of show don't tell, right? Because the dude could say like, oh, I just wanted to help you, oh, I just wanted to help you, I learned somebody did the same thing, right? Like when the way that he shows that he cared so much for this girl is that he's literally going out of his way to help somebody like she helped him. That's another huge once again another huge example of show don't tell, right? Because even before that he was already like interested in helping her out. Because the believability of like, oh, I just want to help you, or oh, I want to do it because someone did that. That's flimsy within itself. But when you have a scene that is as impactful as that hit, it just cements it, dude. It's so good. Like we've only seen 2 episodes, right? But like already, just the foundation for a lot of these characters, their interest, their backstories, the plausibility, the weird like supernatural element that these teenagers are going through, it's just like fantastic. And I'm gonna continue the shit out of this. And what's crazy is that like there's you know I've had the interest to continue a lot of shows on this podcast,
Not
right? But
like
like
this.
I kind of but not like
Yeah, this one's priority
thi-
numero uno, baby.
this is weird because like
I'm
granted
about to look.
Jazz, I didn't give a fuck about the I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like I was watching Haikyuu. I was having a good time with it. I'm
None
not
of
I'm
us
not
give
shitting
a
on I'm
fuck.
not gonna shit on Haikyuu. Haikyuu's good. I'm having a good time watching that. I'm rounding up season
Yeah,
1.
fuck Bookworm.
It doesn't
Woodpecker, fuck Woodpecker. We're out of
dude,
that.
dude, like there's so like yeah, there's just like so Jesus Christ, man.
Shout
But
out to
I
Woodpecker.
shout out to Woodpecker though. It's actually it's a good thing. But
Mhm.
man, I'm gonna watch this. I'm probably gonna binge the shit out of this, dude. I don't binge anime like I usually
So,
do. Like I take it in like burst, man. I like to enjoy that shit. But like, man, I'm gonna binge the shit out of this show, dude. I'm probably gonna stay up all night watching this shit, and I probably have things
Dude,
to do tomorrow, and I don't care. But I'm just gonna binge the hell out of
yo,
this show because I want
yo,
to feel things,
all I can
yo.
and I
say
know that
here,
this show is gonna deliver it.
guys, all I can say here is that let's wrap up this podcast so I can watch Bunny Girl.
Look, look, I want you guys in our group text to send me your thoughts when you're done with it. Or not in the group text, but just to me, right? Just so that I know where you're at so we can talk about it. So that when we get back to this shit next week, we just go back to our text as our notes to like, you know,
Dude, we're
fill in
watching
the
it
rest
all
of the
right now.
population.
Let's record
All
tomorrow.
right.
We're gonna be finished with season 1.
All right, that
So,
I'm fucking
so
like special episode. Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai season 1 and movie end.
no, I do. There's okay, Jazz. I got to I got maybe 2 more episodes and I got to high school.
Okay, we're going. We're pivoting now.
We're
We're moving
pivoting. We're
on.
pivoting. We're
Okay.
moving
Okay,
on.
okay.
We're moving on. I'm 2 more episodes into Gata High School. I'm experiencing the same shit that I experienced 2 episodes ago, and I have backstory. And I have backstory.
Oh, damn. They do
So-
be like,
It's that formula. I know we talked about it, but it always keeps you one step behind. It always keeps you one step behind.
It really do be like that. And to be completely honest, I have just given up at this point. I'm not saying I'm not interested. I'm gonna keep watching it. However, I can only handle it for so long. Like this
Yeah,
is.
I gotcha.
It,
it's
like
not Bunny Girl Senpai.
well, I just I just want to say though, like you're not always in the mood to watch something like Dragon Ball Z, right? Right, but when you're in the mood to watch it, you'll watch it, and even when you do watch things like Dragon Ball Z, right, you're not gonna watch it for the entire day, or you're not gonna binge it. You're literally gonna watch maybe like 5 or 6 episodes here and there, and then just kind of go for like, right. That's what Gata High School is to me. It's not bad, it's not fantastic, but it's got really cool fights. They explain shit, they do it in a really fucking bad way. They get to it eventually, but it's dumb. But like, listen, I'm
All
still having a
accurate.
good time.
That's all accurate.
Yeah, I'm having a good time because I really enjoy the fight scenes and they're really worth it. But man, I just wish that some of this shit would just make sense. But I honestly have just given up because I realized at this point I'm not gonna get it. But whatever. Because
Hold
also,
on, Ashton, hold on,
yeah,
hold
go
on.
ahead.
Is this Dynasty Warrior the anime?
100%.
All right. That's what
100%.
anyone that's out there listening. That's what you're expecting. Dynasty Warrior the anime. All right.
Dynasty Warrior the anime. Next rope in thing that we want to talk into. I didn't watch a single fucking episode of Doctor Stone, even though I was super hyped to watch it.
Wait, real quick.
However,
I didn't say anything about God High School.
no, dude, fuck you. No, just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna like try to sell it anymore. You're already watching it. Kenny's not watching it, so I'm not gonna sit
I
here
got
and try
something to
sell
say
you
about
guys.
it. I got something to say about it actually. But go on.
Okay. Do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Mine's real quick, so you can go first.
Okay,
No,
so
if you're
all I
just
wanna
quick, just
say
go,
about
let him go because
No, mine's quick, so we can just move on after me.
we can end on it. Okay, got it. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Jess.
So all I want to say is that everything you said is 100% accurate. Like that is true. It may be frustrating for I guess your type of audience. I don't know. To me, it's okay. I don't mind being a step behind because I always like figuring stuff out, finding something new. So being one step behind isn't terrible for me. In fact, I like it that way. It gives me a chance to kind of make my own future and see if it falls in line with that. I don't know if everyone thinks that way, but I do like it that way. The story is kind of off the wall, and so it's a little bit unpredictable, but at the same time, I enjoy it for its dumb fighting and the dumb story, and it's not for everyone. So yeah, if you don't like it, I'm not going to hold it against you. It is what it is.
That's the same
Yeah.
reason why I like it, man. Because I'm not gonna lie, dude. These fights do pop off, and I have a good time watching that stuff. And the reason I think I'm kind of not really, because I would say for the most part, I like when things are okay. If I don't figure something out because I don't make the connection right, but the pieces were there in front of me and they connect it for me later on, I'm okay with that, right? But like if me not being able to understand or determine something is just based off of from them not telling me, and I had no opportunity to like figure it out or anything like that, to me that's dumb. Because it's just like that's just you withholding information, and there's nothing I can gain from that, right? I'm literally having to sit here and wait for you to tell me that, like, you know what I mean? Like that's why I already said it, right? I want the pieces to be in front of me and them to lay that out, whether I make that connection or not. Whatever,
Gotcha.
right?
So like basically the Bunny Girl Senpai or Tower of God type of thing. But yeah, I completely understand.
Right. Yeah, like I would like to, if I make a connection or if they're gonna go into something, they at least give an explanation relatively quickly. At least I think that the issue, right, is okay. They didn't have to tell me that specific episode, or even, well, I would prefer. Okay, they didn't have to tell me beforehand, but I would like when they unveil something that shortly after they unveil something, there's an explanation for it, right?
That makes sense. I get that.
Because, like, let's be real here. Let's say we were watching JoJo's. the terror. I know, but whatever. Like, let's just say that 3 episodes. Let's just say 3 episodes in, these dudes were all using stands, but they didn't ever explain what a stand was.
Yeah. I get it.
You know, like, that's what I want this anime to do. Whatever, man. We're past it.
Okay, I got a quick thing. All right.
Go for it, man.
Because you guys talked about it, so I had to like power myself through it. So I did eventually watch the fight between Jin, Mori, and Han, right?
Fuck yes, dude.
So that's a cool fight. It really is. Like Jesus
was hype.
Christ. Like that watercolor
Calligraphy art.
Yeah, calligraphy watercolor style art was pretty dope. Like goddamn, like for real. But then everything else around that, I was just like, I don't care.
Honestly,
I don't care.
honestly,
Like,
I would have been okay had the series just ended right there.
Like honestly, just like fucking stop. Like I don't care for the story anymore. The story sucks. Right? I'm not gonna watch it. But if I'm gonna watch it, I don't want to hear any fucking story. I just want to just keep giving me fights. Just keep giving me fights. Feed me fights. The story sucks. There's nothing I can do about it.
Did you guys see Q? Did you guys see Q?
Jazz, no. I all I know is the three main characters. There's the only people I know.
I got to the point where there was so that they got done with the prelims for Seoul, right? And now they're doing the regional tournaments for the area. And now it's like a 3v3 battle. And I'm like, this is and for me in my head, I was just like, yeah, they're doing 3v3 team tournaments now for the regional area. And at first they did it. They didn't hold on. They didn't say anything about it. In my head, I was like, "This is dumb," because they only just want the 3 main characters to fight along with each other. But then, like in the same episode, I was like, "Okay, thank God you guys actually listened to how stupid you're being, because or that you're understanding this, right? Because this, I think, was the only time that they've ever like had something like that happen and they explain it in the same episode. Oh my god, like, you know what, gold star for you. You fucking did it once. Congratulations, anime. But in that same episode, they're talking about how the they're looking for something. Jazz had already mentioned this before, and they haven't narrowed it down, and they're like, we still need more, like there are too many, like I would say, points of contingency. We need to really kind of like expand it and broaden it, right? Because there's a lot of contenders, and even though we've eliminated them, they could still be what the person that we're looking for, right? So they were like, okay, what we're gonna do is and to make sure that we really get the person that we're looking for, we're going to do the top 3. And I was like, okay.
I'm about to end this fucking podcast right now, bro. What the fuck what am I listening to? My brain is like melting.
Butter.
Right now.
Your
like,
brain is butter.
Like my wrinkles are being ironed out right now, bro. Like what is going on here?
But like,
okay, so
here's the thing.
Maybe
while it was explained, was it still flimsy? Kind of, but not really. I was like, I commended it at least for, I don't know, it being explained in the same episode that it was brought up. Go ahead, Judd.
That threw me out again. You
were never in.
I wasn't, but it threw me out again. Right? It's like I'm already
to kind of explain it a little bit better than Ash put it. It's like the fight between Jean and Han was so close that either of them could have been the key. So instead of just taking the winner, what they decided to do is to take the top 3 from every region and bring them together.
I mean,
wanted all 3 of them to fight together.
Because I remember when they were when at the end of that episode where Jin and Han fight, the bad guy or the bad looking guy, right? The head honcho dude, he's like, so we have 2 tiger cubs. Right? And I was just like, okay, and then I also realized when Ashton said the top 3, it's like, well, it's the 3 main characters. You're not gonna separate Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, bro. Like you're gonna keep them together for as long as possible, right?
Until Sai shows up.
Yeah, until Sasuke fucking runs away like a little bitch, little emo motherfucker. Anyways, that was my piece on it. I was just
I watched
that fight. The fight was cool. Everything else I don't care for.
I honestly would have been okay with just ending it there, but I made the stupid mistake of to keep going, and
yeah, I'm
now
not making that mistake.
yeah.
I'm gonna watch Bunny Girl
Ash,
Senpai.
I know Kenny's not going
Yes.
to continue it, but Ash, watch Q fight.
Okay. I'll get to the point where Q fights, and if it's not relatively soon, I'm sorry, man. I'm
Look,
trying.
you gotta watch Bunny Girl Senpai, Ashton. That's all.
Yeah, dude. That's all. That's my main priority, dude.
Yeah. I want to hear. I want your report on my desk by tomorrow morning.
Jesus, I'm not gonna do all that. I'm gonna do it definitely before we record the next
Kenny,
session, but I'm definitely not.
That's
I'm going to do that.
Thank you, Jazz.
That's-
I want your
that's-
report on my desk by tomorrow morning.
Tragedy.
I love how much Jazz is lagging. Like he finished.
Oh, dude, he's literally just after images, bro. On my
seriously.
screen, bro.
Yeah,
one second he's here, then like 1 second he's here, then he's here, then he's here.
When he said I'm doing that, like the period on his sentence was done, and his image was like. I love it. We're probably gonna have to get Jazz an Ethernet cable or something, man.
I'm going to invest in better
Lastly-
equipment. It's just I'm not in the best position to invest right now.
We gotta cut that
What
out.
better way to invest into this podcast's longevity than by listening during the ad breaks? Is also there's going to our main website on anchor.fm/2tapanime and joining our subscription. Wow, thank you, Jazz, for that beautiful segue.
We're everywhere, man. Spotify, Apple, bro, Google, YouTube, wherever you listen to shit, we're there. I promise
Trust me,
you. And
we'll
if we're
be
not
there.
and you're gonna talk shit, I'll fucking put that shit on there out of spite.
We're like Bunny Girl
Patreon for
Senpai
exclusive
coming into
content.
your room at 2 a.m. making you feel shit. We're gonna be there.
I'll be there for.
Did you guys hear my Patreon
Do you guys
joke?
want to?
All right.
No, I missed it. But
All right.
talk about Dr. Stone, and we'll go ahead and wrap up, and then talk about the last
look.
two anime.
I don't actually have a lot to say about Dr. Stone or Haikyuu, right? But I watched all of Dr. Stone, Jazz, so I'm caught up to wherever it is now, right? It's dope.
It is.
Fucking watch Dr. Stone. Like, it's great. Like, I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want to, like, I really don't want to talk about, like, all of the shit that went down in it. It's a lot. It's
Kenny,
a goddamn lot, all right?
my favorite character is Ging.
That's fair. He's a deed. He's a fucking deed.
Is in fact a dude.
He's the fucking tournament arc in that show is fucking hilarious. Ashten, there's a tournament arc in Dr. Stone. Did you know that?
All right, so suddenly I'm invested again.
All right, but remember, watch Bunny Girl Senpai first.
Of course.
Right,
Now,
right. Wait,
last thing, add what you want to add to
wait.
Haikyuu.
Wait, yeah, we gotta talk about Haikyuu, Jazz.
I'm
I'm
down.
caught up, baby.
Ooh.
I'm caught up, man.
Ooh.
What's up? Oh yeah, what's up, bro?
Is
What
there
you
anything
gotta say?
specifically you want to say, or what's up?
It's badass. I can't wait to watch more.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I keep
Yeah.
watching
I
these
honestly
episodes the moment
feel-
they come out.
I'm telling you, bro, Ashten, there's three anime that I hold in high regard. That's Haikyuu, Snafu, and Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, baby. And if
Dude,
Look,
Rent a Girl
that's
doesn't
not-
make
that's-
that list.
Rent a Girlfriend isn't even fucking close to that list. There's so much shit before it. Like
So-
Rent a Girlfriend's great. Like, yeah, but like I'm not gonna put it at the top of the fucking totem pole. Fuck that. It's a great show. It's not a fucking amazing. I want everyone in the world to watch this fucking show, right?
I think Rent a Girl and
right.
Dr. Stone are this for me. They're right next to each other on my list.
Yeah, I'd say they're in a similar tier.
I would like to say so. You got your you got your Rent a Girlfriend. You got your High School DxD. You got your Konosuba. You got your
Yeah, it's another. Okay, so those other shows I don't know anything about, right? I watched
No,
High School.
I was making a joke about you guys were talking about like your top like animes
Okay.
that make swingers, and I just named a bunch of etchies.
Look. This is what I can tell you, right? Rent a Girlfriend's fucking good, all right. Like, it's not a titty anime. It's got, I guess, cute girls and shit in it, but it's not a titty anime. It's a good show.
No.
Watch it.
Yeah.
High School
lastly-
DxD, there's like literally uncensored titties. So if you're into that, watch that. If you're not, like me, fuck out of here.
I do have to say though I mean I don't want to talk about
Out yourself.
too much about Haikyuu right now because like we've already said what we need to say about it, right?
It's awesome. Watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Like the characters are great, the action's there, the motivations are cool, like the pacing is great. Just watch it. And then we're gonna go ahead and go to the last segment. We have only two more anime left for this drawing, so we don't have to do a drawing. We already know what they are, and that's going to be Mr. Love and ReZero. So I'm going to go ahead and read out those descriptions real quick. We'll make our final remarks for this episode, and we'll call it a day. So let me go ahead and tab out to that. I already have both of them already.
Watch Haikyuu.
Well, yeah.
Jasmine's order.
Before you start reading the biography or whatever it's called for the new anime, Kenny, the way that the twins left off on the last episode.
Yeah, like we're about to see some shit. We're about to.
Did you see Kageyama's face, dude? That was my face. I was like,
bro, I'm like, when's the next episode? It's probably like tonight or tomorrow night. Like,
I'm hitting refresh right now.
Yeah, seriously, I'm gonna watch that Haikyuu episode, then I'm gonna watch Bunny Girl Senpai with you guys, even though I just fucking watched it again.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and first start off with Mr. Love, Queen's Choice, the biography on that. So, I took over for my late father as president and producer for a small video production company called Miracle Entertainment. Then I met four evolvers, all with completely different backgrounds and personalities. There's Lucien, a genius scientist, Kiro, an idol at the peak of his popularity, Gavin, a police officer who deals with the evolver-related crimes, and Victor, the CEO of the Loveland Financial Group, which finances my company. Meeting these evolvers ends up involving me in massive conspiracy lurking behind the truth of my father's death and the loss of my memories.
Okay, real quick. I have the poster pulled up here. These dudes look like fucking Light Yagami clones, bro.
Just one of them.
No, like they all do, except one dude has a different hair color, the other dude has a different hair color and a hoodie, another guy's got a different hair color and a different hairstyle, but like all Light Yagami fucking.
You know what it sounds like?
All right, go on.
It sounds like a reverse harem.
It might be. It looks that way.
It might be.
It might be.
Did we get our first reverse harem?
We might have.
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Wait, no, we watched Villainous.
You're right. You're right.
We watched Villainous. If that's not a reverse harem, I don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah, find out this time on Dragon Ball Z.
She's got a bunch of dudes that are supposedly her love interests, right? And she's got a stable of friends that are like cool people, right? If that's not a love harem, I don't know. I mean, if that's not a harem, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't realize that he just kind of like kicked the blankets off that couch. But well, anyway, last but not least, we have ReZero with the topical debate of Rim or Ram, the waifu wars that I have seen nonstop on my Twitter since the beginning of time, and we're finally sitting down to watch it. Let me go ahead and read this bio real quick, and we can get out of here.
Those are the girls
Natsuki
with
like
the blue hairs, right?
Yes, they have the pink and blue hair, and they're the opposite.
It looks like this.
Yeah. Looks like what?
Sure, Jazz. We can't tell.
Sure, Jazz. We can't tell because your frame rate is complete garbo, but you know what? The effort is there.
I'm getting probably 5 frames per second at 5,000 ping.
You're getting like 3 frames a second.
Hey, guys.
Hold on, let me go back to the fucking layout. Look at this shit. Look at this 3 frames per second. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
Okay. So, guys,
love you,
guys, our main character gets transported to a magical world. How do you think he gets there?
He dies.
Oh. Yeah. Look,
he did it again, dude.
All right, Ashten, look, I knew this was an isekai right from the start, right?
Yeah, like, I know.
ReZero is like this huge fucking show in the anime world, and I'm just like, no, don't make me do it. I
love that. No.
I will fucking elbow drop somebody if I have to watch this show, but now because Ashton's a fucking asshole, we gotta watch this show. But he's watching Bunny Girl Senpai.
It was on the simulcast list. Might as well put it on there because we were gonna watch it regardless. If I put it on there, it would have been on Jazz's or your list had we picked something else.
Yeah, eventually.
He's got. I mean,
that's true.
Maybe.
3 things in the anime
three
world
things.
we cannot get rid of. It's shonen, it's isekais, and it's harems.
My man's.
Wait, you missed one. Titty bounces.
That's a part of that's a part of.
I
the
mean,
harems,
yeah,
but
honestly, that's part of all of them.
yeah, that's a part of all of them.
Yeah,
Now,
no, I was watching Fruits Basket. I saw some titties bounce.
Kenny, let me get to this damn bio so we can leave and watch
Fuck
Bunny
this.
Girl Senpai.
Let's go.
All right. Natsuki is an ordinary high school student. He's on his way home from the convenience store when he finds himself transported to another world. As he's lost and confused in this new world where he doesn't even know left from right, the only person to reach out to him was a beautiful girl with silver hair. Determined to repay her somehow for saving him for his own despair, Subaru agrees to help the girl find something she's looking for. And that's the description. So
He's a car.
Okay, let's wrap it up. We got you
I'm
know,
a Subaru.
and we're gonna go watch Bunny Girl Senpai. I expect everyone's reports in the morning, ASAP. If you watch this in the future and you watch the show, hit me up wherever you can fucking find me. I don't care. Leave a comment on YouTube. Leave a review on fucking Apple Podcasts.
DM.
I will reply to you. You can DM me, bro. I don't give a damn. Find me on fucking Twitter @FoodKenny, bro. I will fucking talk to you.
I'm making
all
a Twitter
goddamn
right now
day.
so I can DM Kenny.
I will also let you guys know this time and time again. If you JoJo fans want to talk to me about your favorite JoJos and or favorite arcs, villains, whatever, you name it, yeah, go ahead and do the same thing.
Also, since we're promoting these things, follow us on Twitter and Instagram @2tapanime.
Yep.
We just created those accounts. They're fucking dope. Decent engagement. We see it all. We'll reply to what we can.
Exactly. Another one quick little thing I want to add as well. I knew this anime was very popular, obviously because of the waifu bait of Rim and Ram, but I just didn't realize how crazy and popular it was because there are so many dubs of this anime on the Crunchyroll list, dude. It looks like a sea of like seasons, but it's actually just one season ported many times to different languages, and it's kind of nuts to watch or look at.
Wow.
Wow.
It's watch the Spanish dub. See how it sounds. Damn, y'all saying Spanish worse than English dubs? Damn. Wow. I can't believe what I'm hearing here.
Hey, don't be surprised when you hear Piccolo.
Wow. Dude. Oh my. All right, let's wrap it up.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode. We will see you next week to watch those 2 episodes of both shows, ReZero and Mr. Love. We will give you our thoughts on them. And as for always, thank you so much. I'm your host, Ashten. These are my co-host, Jaz and Kenny. Go ahead and sign off for you guys.